Hey guys, THUNDERSTUD here, and today we are back to Valkyries, but we're mixing them with an old little, not exactly a by definition archetype, but a little core of a way to play, and that's trap monsters. So trap monsters are way better than they used to be. In case you didn't know, they used to obtain your, take up your back row slot at the same time as your monster slot. Now it'll be either or. They'll either be in the back row or be in the monster slot, and that's how they decide that. Sorry, my dog is here. And it's always been generally okay. They're not super meta or anything, but we're combining them with 9 of the core trap monsters and 3 of the Witch Raiders, because Witch Raider just goes super well with these trap monsters. You can use them on the field, you can use them as a trap, and it still meets the requirements for her tributes. But on top of that, what these trap monsters also do, they work for Sig Run, because Sig Run target one face-up spell or trap you control. So even when they're monsters, they still count as traps, and you can use one. Like if you just have one derpy little Tiki Soul by himself on the field, you can still use a Sig Run, special summon your Sweaty, and just swarm the field like crazy. Everything is just popping off onto the field. We do have instances of destruction. Sweaty destroys a monster. Witch Raider obviously destroys all back row. An Anguish Pattern, when a trap monster is summoned around him, you get to target a monster and destroy it. So there's tons of instances of destruction. You have lots of control, and you have lots of ways to get your boss out. Now, your strongest monster is 2700, so you gotta really time your instances of removal. You gotta really know when to use your Sweaty, when to use your Anguish Patterns effect. And, you know, Tiki Soul and Tiki Curse also have ways to remove monster with Tiki Curse effect. You will actually see that in the replay. But that's all it is, guys. As for the Valkyrie cards, we're going 3 Sig Run, 3 Sweaty, because Sweaty works, I don't even know how to say her name, YT. But she works out well because even just holding off on one of your trap monsters can serve as a tribute for her. You tribute her, destroy one monster on the field. It's pretty cool. Then we just round it off with 2 Dreddy, who can normal summon or special summon. Give you a search of generally your Sig Run, but it can be Sweaty if you need her to continue your combos. Now we're still using Dinosaur Kingdom because face-up trap cards aren't as quick as just having a face-up spell card on the field. So this way, even if we get a handful of just Valkyries, we still have our plays. We can still get rid of the Dinosaur Kingdom and start with the Sig Run, but it's not just one and done, like I said. As long as you have your face-up trap monsters, it's going to work out really well. So, nice little synergy. Swarms the field like crazy. It just doesn't have that finishing power. 2700 is about your strongest. So if your opponent can overcome about like 2, you'll probably get like 2 instances of removal every time if you're not Witch Raidering just all their back row. But if your opponent can overcome that and then put out a monster higher than 2700, you'll be in trouble. But there's very few decks that can do that, pretty much just Blue Eyes and things like that. So it actually does pretty decently, gets you some wins. Valkyries are an interesting archetype, and it's always cool to have an opportunity to go back to our spell and trap, or just trap monsters. Especially now that we have 3 Witch Raider, because we were soft locked to just 1 Witch Raider for a super long time. Now we have 3, goes well with all these traps. These go well with all the traps in just the field. So pure synergy across the board of this deck makes it pretty cool. So if you guys like Valkyries and need an excuse to dust off those trap monsters, definitely try it out. They're super cool, and people don't really know how they play, as you'll see in the replays when I'm using that Tiki Curse effect. Is pretty interesting. So I hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching as always. Alright, here's Yami Yugi. We're going second. Boys using Blue Eyes, and I think that's Stardust, Sleeve and Matte, right? I think so. So, 2 Witch Raiders, super random, but we do have a Sig Run. Oh, I remember this tool. So our boys using Berry Girls, or Magician Girls, I should say, only 1 berry. We get a Tiki Curse and an Anguish Pattern. That's a live Witch Raider. Sig Run, we're gonna wait till we get a little more Valkyrie cards. Now, this is how you do Anguish Pattern correctly. You start with the other monster, then chain the Anguish Pattern. We're going to destroy that Chocolate Magician Girl before he could get a +1 and fill up his graveyard. So Anguish Pattern comes out first, being the end of the chain, then Tiki Curse after. gives us that instance of destruction, and now it's our turn. We set another English pattern. We're bringing out our Sig Run. Why are we bringing out our Sig Run? Because we have lethal if our boy doesn't use his effect. Now, he didn't bother to read the cards. He paused for a really long time. When I initiated this attack, he did have the option to trigger her effect, but he probably thought, this 0 monster's just gonna get destroyed by my Berry Magician Girl anyway, I'll just let it happen. But little does he know, our boy will be destroyed, but Tiki Curse is gonna destroy the monster also, and that leaves us for an exact lethal with 2200 and 1800. I'll bet he'll never forget what that card does again. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here's an AKiza. We're going first. He's using pretty cool sleeve and mat over there. I think that's Black Wings and just some Egyptian scripture or something. We're going first. We have some English patterns. English pattern can trigger English pattern, so it doesn't have to be a random third monster. We put the 2 English patterns in the money slot so we could lose either one of them. That's how it works out. So bring out the English pattern. Now we can slowly bring out the soul in the end phase. That means we're going to hit 1 back row. Remember, we have a Witch Raider though, so we could have hit all that back row. It was a navigation. Now we're going to normal summon the Witch Raider. Destroy that back row, it's a navigation. And then it was live all along, so we had 2 live navigations. Brings out a Dark Magician, but really nothing he can do versus a Witch Raider, so we get to destroy the Dark Illusion. Now he has another Dark Magician. He's going to Forbidden Lance or Witch Raider. Pretty animal play there. All we really need is a top deck Sig Run. We don't get it, we get a Tiki Curse, so we're gonna have to wait a little more. Boy doesn't get much either. We're just gonna take that 2500 because we don't really need life points for anything, so we can chill out that 900 just fine. There it is, top deck that Sig Run, one turn late, but we still get her. Sig Run comes out from that field spell. Then we bring out our Switey. Now imagine we didn't have the field spell. We'd still be able to use our Tiki Curse, and that would give us a Sig Run. You'd send the Tiki Curse, bring out the Switey. Works out great. Destroy that Dark Magician, then swing for lethal. Our boy doesn't want to see it though. Great stuff. Alright, here we are facing a Yami Merrick, going second. No sleever mat for our boy. We're using Dinosaur Kingdom. 2 traps. Jetty, remember, she's the search. Fighting Ritual Beast. He's starting with a Canahawk. Throws away a Laura, probably for a genuine search. Now we're going with the Sig Run play. That special summons a Dridey. Dridey will search Switey. And we'll set those 2. After normal summoning another Dridey. Now we don't get another search, but they do gain attack for each banished monster your opponent controls. And as you know, Ritual Beasts like to banish a lot of their monsters, so our Drydies are going to get a mad decent amount of attack. They banish another, we're now up to 1400. Has to set some back row after sphere boring our Sig Run. We get more Tiki Curse, but we're going to normal summon our Zwitey. That lets us destroy the Canahawk. Now I know that's probably a Petalfin, so we swing with the higher monster first. Instead of going for the lethal, we go for a good amount of damage. So he's 900 done. We take a bit from Shadow Games. He's going to take a bit from Shadow Games. Now his Canahawk gives him that Search of Laura, who will pull from his Banish pool. So it will be useful. Or no, he pulled from the graveyard. So Canahawk banishes another Apelio. That's 1800 on our Dridey. Uses the ultimate Canahawk. Canahawk. Brings out Apelio again, and his Winda ends up on an ulti Petalfin. Not the biggest deal for us. We're just going to pass our turn. Keep our full board out there. Now Petalfin's going to bring out that regular Petalfin. But remember, he has to banish a... it has to be a Ritual Beast monster. So here he's actually going to hit us with the Lava Golem. Get it in while you can, guys, because Lava Golem will be nerfed. So everyone just thinks he's really hot right now. Usually before ban list announcements, people start doing that. So he's also using Skull Invitation, but what this is telling me is he has a lot of cards that aren't Ritual Beasts, so he's not really going to be able to hit us with that Petalfin forever. He uses the Lava Golem, returns the Lava Golem back to his hand, so we know that's a Lava Golem. Then he destroys our monster with the Apelio. But like I said, this deck comes back like crazy. We get a Witch Raider, we're definitely going to use it. Get rid of a Tiki Curse and a Tiki Soul. Destroy all his back row, chooses not to chain that Canadia for some unknown reason. We're easily swinging over the Apelio. He brings out a Winda and a normal Apelio. Sending Paleo to the graveyard, don't want to attack the window, obviously. We're down to 900, 700, it's a Shadow Games game. He's gonna Canahawk a window away. Brings out the ulti Canahawk. Doing his whole +1s, doing that thing. He is filling up his graveyard at the same time though. So he brings out another Petalfin. And he searches the Elder. Remember that other card in his hand is a Lava Golem. So that's probably his last Petalfin. We got a Tiki Soul coming with a Tiki Curse. Now Tiki Soul protects your monsters, Tiki Curse makes them deadlier. So he goes to try to attack the Curse, which means the Soul will protect him. When he's destroyed, he gets to hop right back down. Our boy's down at 200. We go with another Witch Raider over our boy. He time limits us out. He could have switched to an ulti Petalfin, but then he would have had to top deck another monster to try to finish us off. It would have had to 100% been a Ritual Beast monster. To get another Petalfin return would have been lucky. Could have happened, but likely we had the duel, no problem. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here's a Yami Yugi. We're going first. Dinosaur Kingdom. Witch Raider, Anguish Pattern, Dry Tea, normal summons. Searches our Ziggurat. We're ready for our next turn. Even if he doesn't touch our field, that's a live Witch Raider. All he does is set one monster though. So we're gonna Ziggurat, throw away our field spell, special summon our Zweidy. Even if the monster's not face up, you still get to target it and destroy it nice and casually. He was running some of that double D, triple D, but he doesn't get a chance to do any combos as we hit him for nice, quick, lethal. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing a Pegasus. Let's see what our boys got first. We're going first, which is probably the preferred way to go. But obviously you have second turn plays with all the Valkyries and Witch Raiders and stuff like that, so it works out pretty well. We have 2 Anguish Pattern. Got our Witch Raider already. So we're ready to beat these tunes, but honestly it's probably not tunes, it's probably another Valkyrie. People like to use Toon World for Valkyries. You can really use anything you want, but Toon World would actually give you the effect, I think it's either D-Tree or YT, who has the ability to return a continuous spell or trap to your hand, which wouldn't work with a field spell. But yeah, so it's Zweidy. You can target one continuous spell in your graveyard, add it to your hand. But that's okay, we go with the Witch Raider first off, then we bring out a Ziggurat, special summon the Zweidy, so we could have destroyed all back row and a monster from that and left with a field of massively lethal. Obviously he's probably Valkyries and we caught him off guard, but imagine that. Witch Raider, back row wipe, Ziggurat comes out, special summons Zweidy, then we hit a monster, hit for lethal. It's all like that, all the synergy. Trap cards work well, plenty of back row hate, plenty of monster hate. It's just that 2700 cap, 2700. It's a pretty good number because it gets over Dark Magicians and most Neos and stuff like that. Only thing it really falls short on is Blue Eyes, but you don't have to worry about that too much with all your Anguish Patterns and Instances of Destruction, because your Blue Eyes usually doesn't have a way to stop those kind of plays. They just run back row and things like that. So it works out pretty well. It's a nice fun little deck. It just swarms the field like crazy. It can recover pretty well too. So if you like this little mix, if you like your trap monsters, Valkyries fit right in. Make sure you have 3 Witch Raider though, guys. It makes a huge difference. I love 3 Witch Raider with these trap monsters, and any excuse to play them, just fill them out with the Valkyries is pretty much what we did. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.